Hello and welcome to another Pull the Other One. This week we're on the letter I, and I is for India. I've learnt a lot about India recently, having watched a whole series of programmes on different topics on BBC iPlayer. There have been programmes on Indian history, Indian geography, Indian railways. Of course, it's a multi-faith country with Buddhists, Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs and others. In fact, one Indian joke goes that Lord Shiva is the original boss. He chose Monday as his day just to have an extended weekend. India is the world's largest democracy, bigger than USA in that sense, with 1.2 billion people. But after the USA, India is second when it comes to speaking English, with around 125 million people speaking the language, which is about 10% of the population, and that's expected to grow by quite a margin in the coming years. Someone once suggested that Indian Road should come up with a tagline like "best before 3 months," and from what I've seen to them, that might be generous. India has the largest number of vegetarians in the world. And if you think Britain is wet, Mawsynram, a little village in the Khasi Hills, receives the highest recorded average rainfall in the world. Interestingly, India's Hindu calendar has 6 seasons rather than our 4. It has spring, summer, monsoon, autumn, winter and prevernal. If we think air pollution in London is bad, one report said that breathing the air in Mumbai in India for just one day is equivalent to smoking 100 cigarettes. And if you think Catholic families are large, the world's biggest family lives together in India, a man who has 39 wives and 94 children. But they are moving with the times. The Telegraph reported that India has more mobile phones than toilets. If you're into your cooking and your spices, 70% of all the world's spices come from India. And the BBC reported that half of homes in India don't have toilets. Looking back to its population again, it has a greater population than the entire Western Hemisphere of the planet Earth. According to Wikipedia, a con man in India repeatedly sold the Taj Mahal, the Indian Parliament and various other heritage sites. He was sentenced to 113 years, but managed to escape prison 9 times. The last time he escaped, he was 84 years old. The Indus Valley in India is considered a cradle of civilization, and evidence of anatomically modern humans in the area are recorded as long ago as 75,000 years ago. The Mughal Empire dominated India from the 1500s through to the mid-1800s, and for the early part of the empire it was very welcoming and tolerant of all religions. This all changed in the mid-1600s when a family dispute ended up with a younger son defeating an older son and imposing strict Islamic orthodoxy. It is during his reign the empire gained political strength, but religious conservatism and intolerance undermined the stability of the society. A lesson for everyone there. It was the British that really put an end to the Mughal Empire by playing off different regional rulers against each other and supporting the British East India Company in defeating the Indians in order to get their own way. Movements towards independence started in the early 20th century, but independence itself wasn't gained until 1947, and the division of what is now Pakistan. Rioting broke out over this division between Sikhs, Hindus and Muslims in the provinces and spread to several other parts of India, leaving some 500,000 dead. Also, this period saw the largest mass migrations ever recorded in modern history, with a total of 12 million Hindus, Sikhs and Muslims moving between the newly created nations of India and Pakistan. India, though, is on the rise. Water on the moon was discovered by India in 2009. India is expected to become the world's most populous country by 2050, with 1.6 billion people, and will almost equal the US and China's population combined. Naturally, therefore, it does things on a large scale, and the Golden Temple in India feeds a vegetarian meal to over 100,000 people a day, regardless of race, religion and class. In some ways the country is forward-thinking, and in India it's not uncommon to consume marijuana in milkshake form. This is a preparation of bhang, B-H-A-N-G, which is government authorised. In 1970 there was a territorial dispute between India and Bangladesh, when the island of New Moor or South Talpatti emerged in the Bay of Bengal in the aftermath of the Bola cyclone. This dispute, though, was supposedly solved by global warming as the water levels rose and the island disappeared. During World War II, India produced the largest volunteer army in world history, over 2.5 million men, and at least 38 Indians received the Victoria Cross or the George Cross. But for all its size and population, London has more Indian restaurants than Mumbai or Delhi. And the largest Indian restaurant in the world is the Arkash in Cleckheaton in West Yorkshire. It can seat up to 750 people in one sitting. We sure like our curries. That's all for this week. Goodbye.